Modoi. I'm a member of Parliament for Lutseshe. I came specifically to ask about the issue of Bududa Circular Road, Bubulo's Bududa Circular Road. And the recent campaigns were assured that by March, which is now, some work would have been started. My people are anxious to find out. This is a road which is not only productive, but it's connecting to the main trunk road that goes to Kenya. And for your information, all the bridges that hit the district headquarters, not only district headquarters, but the hospital, and indeed the trading centers have collapsed. And the UNU came when NUNRA was, before we faced it out, some effort had been made. As right now, as I talk, you can't access the hospital, you can't access the district headquarters. When a PS, can you confirm to us that this road is going to be worked on?
First, I welcome you, my OB.
And well done, by the way, but you must make this road so that we are comrades.
Let me ask Engineer one to say something about that road.
Madam Chair, through the PS, we just want to confirm that this road will be done. We want to confirm that this road will be done. Currently, the Ministry of Finance is finalizing a little bit of financing arrangement issues. And once the PS is notified of availability of the funds, the works will start. But as we talk now, we are preparing to fix the bridge which has collapsed as part of providing access to the hospital.
Right so now, the people who are watching you, in fact, they called me. Can you, the camera is on, you tell them when are you doing the job?
Madam Chair, there was a concern on bridges. We are sorry some of these bridges have they have outlived their lifespan. And of course, the climate is not so good for us. They are liable to being washed away or damaged. However, we have instructions to undertake a project where we are going to have 100 units of bridges. They will be able to address some of these problems.
Okay.
I ask the taking over roads. Madam, this one, I request that leaders clearly maintain the roads which they are looking after. The center is already overburdened. So if we add more, it may not solve the problem. And more so that we are giving you some resources. Road fund money is coming. The 1 billion grant is coming. Please endeavor to maintain these roads. Passing them over to us will not solve the problem.
Okay.
Madam, let me ask Engineer one talk about Ngora Serere.
Madam, through the PS, for Kumingora Serere, we are finalizing the procurement process and we expect to have a contractor on ground by July latest.
Thank you.
Then also comment on Honorable Wangura's Maraba Tororo, the congestion there and the bypass.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chairperson, through the PS. For what Honorable Wangura says is correct. The section is indeed congested. We are currently working on the design so that when we get resources, we will fix that section. And it is not only that part, but also from Jinja up to Nakalamba is heavily congested, the whole corridor. So there is going to be an intervention on that corridor to improve the traffic flow. On the bypass, it is indeed overdue. These trailers cause a lot of congestion, and it is part of the projects that are being considered in NDP4. In fact, if resources were available, that bypass should have been constructed by now.
Okay. Then we are happy about your concern for the need to raise more funding for the roads. Of course, we have a challenge that our road fund has not yet graduated to the second generation. We shall need your support in that area. Tolling of the roads, of course, that is a good way of handling it. We have a tolling policy, we have the law, the enabling law. So tolling is also the way to go if we are to solve some of these challenges. Madam Chair, I would like to move first. KJE, that is the Kampala Jinja Expressway. This is a road of concern for quite many. We are moving very fast on it. We are under negotiation with the contractor. After that, we shall hand over to finance to conclude the funding arrangement. Even this week, we held a meeting with the PSST on this road. Then the upgrading of aerodromes. We have a plan to upgrade all these aerodromes, but it's starting with the 6. So after we have finished the 6, we shall be able to tackle the rest. We need to promote domestic flights. Only international flights cannot manage. There are areas where you feel better to fly other than to go by road. And I think people's incomes are improving. Instead of being on a road for 6 hours, why don't you use 1 hour, 1.5 hours? Madam, the limited modes of transport. We are doing work to see that we develop even the other modes of transport, other than relying heavily on the road transport. Railway, Madam, you know what is going on. Standard gauge railway, we are starting by June. We may lay the first rail. We now have the contract on the ground. He got what we call limited notice to proceed, and is doing the preliminary studies. They have already set up a camp in Iganga, and we are moving. Meter gauge, we have managed to refurbish the railway from Kampala to Mukono, removed the steel sleepers and put concrete sleepers. We have done emergency repairs from Mukono to Malava, and as I talk now, we are doing the repairs from Tororo to Guru, after which we shall go to Pakwachi. Water, we are trying to also boost water transport. The ferries are there, the ship, and also under the African Development Bank facility, we expect to get 2 roll-on, roll-off ship to ply between Port Bell, Mwanza, and Kisumu. Madam, on...
Chair was very categorical on Lake Albert.
Lake Albert, we have ferries there, and also we have put some safety, we call them search and rescue center there. So Lake Albert is not ignored. It's our good link also to our neighboring Congo.
Madam
kindly first let him,
Commissioner
Honorable,
Kasave
take note.
To take on
You'll
the
come in
issues
next.
to do with road safety, all the markings, the DMCs on the road, and any other matter relating to
Honorable Kabusu, is it on road safety or it was on about water transport? Okay, let him raise his issue on water. Please do.
Madam Water. Madam Chairperson, thank you. My name is Kabusu Moses. I represent water in Parliament here, the island constituency of Chamswa. Madam Chairperson, coincidentally, I'm a member of the Physical Infrastructure Committee. I have a lot of information about probably what they are presenting, but I wanted to interest the committee and the peers. There is a road government of Uganda is constructing between Ntenjeru to Bule in Mukono, and that road, how redundant, I don't know how the ministry will look at it without a ferry or connectivity from Bule to Gaba. Madam Chairperson, it is like 2 kilometers on water, and I have always asked the ministry to look at how to decongest the Jinja Road by providing a ferry between Gaba and a stone throw around 2 kilometers. And this road now being worked on may be redundant for some time unless the ministry has an intervention for a ferry. And finally, Madam Chairperson, when Honorable Hoima Buyanja East raised the issue of Lake Albert, Madam Chairperson, many companies here sell their products in Congo. There's a lot of market in Congo, and it is a short access between the Hoima, that basin, to Congo. around 54 kilometers. They use wooden boats and they load them. They are susceptible to accidents. Why doesn't Ministry of Works pick interest in promoting trade and these industries by creating a very serious ship or access? There's a lot of business in Congo.
Thank you, Honorable.
A ferry is not feasible, but a ship.
Okay.
Madam, for further comment on water transport, let me ask the Commissioner Maritime Administration to say something. I know Honorable Kavusu, where his people are, he has interest in water transport.
Chair, through my PS, my name is Katushabe Winston. I wanted to start with the question of Honorable Basaru about Mr. Kashanku, but I can see Honorable Basaru is not here to listen to that.
No, he asked for the country. Don't
Okay.
worry. Please respond.
No worries. I will just give a response. Yes. Madam Chair, the issue of acting capacity for the post in which Kashanku is acting, Public Service Commission has already cleared this, and next week we should be shortlisting. So maybe he will cease to be a speaker and now he will be a full assistant commissioner if he passes the interviews. I hope this is settled. On the court of vehicles, Madam Chair.
Now, what you do, comment on all the others in acting capacity, not Kashangu.
No, I'm only commenting on the assistant commissioner who holds in my
We
department.
have made submissions, Public Service Commission. But
Good.
of course, Public Service Commission has been overwhelmed by rationalization. So the process has been stalled, but we have already submitted.
But PS, as you do that, would request that if people qualify, these ones, your internal staff, if they do qualify, please promote. These tendency of bringing people from out, yet you have people who have worked in these positions for quite some time. It's very unacceptable.
All the people we submitted are internal.
Internal.
And when we make somebody to act, already has an age over the others.
Court of vehicles on the roads, the DMCs, yes, it is true that DMCs contribute to the road crashes, and of course this damages our roads and also has impact on the economy. And the question was what mechanisms to cover now the SGS facilities. And some time back, Parliament actually suspended this project citing irregularities. We went through all these, cleaned up, and we thought it was important to sensitize the public to understand the importance of automation, why vehicles should be inspected. Right now, we started with government vehicles because it is not only private cars, but also government vehicles. Some of them are in not good shape. So we would like to give phased approach because we don't want to congest the centers just like what happened last time. And I think as time goes by, Honorable Chair and members, the accounting officer will be updating you from time to time. So this is something we have started on. And again, issues of emission. One of the objectives of this inspection is really to test emissions that have affected our citizens. There was also a question on ban of vehicles of 15 years and above. I wanted to hear from the honorable member. I don't know which category of the vehicle because the law excludes trucks, engineering plants, etc. outside the range of 15 years. So I wanted to know, yes, so if they are, because these are provided for under the law, and Chair, even I think a year ago, we also got interpretation from the Attorney General because there are those other vehicles that would come within the territory boundaries of the partner states. And the guidance we got from AG that as long as it is already within the boundaries of the partner state, you register that. if it had like maybe 1 or 2 days outside the year of 15 years, because this was trying to confuse both Ministry of Works and Customs, which assess the taxes. So if honorable member says the vehicle is a truck, then that falls out. But if they are cars, minibuses, ambulances, those fall under the 15-year category, and they must not be allowed to be registered if they are over 15 years. I submit, Madam Chair.
Yes, I think you can also make a comment on the electronic number plates, because people thought by this innovation this would reduce on the theft of number plates, but even the electronic ones, crime would reduce crime rate, but even the electronic number plates are stolen.
Madam is the right person.
Is the right person. If he is, let him clear that also.
Madam Chair, anything in this world can be stolen. But what I want to say is that the digital registration plates, the essence or the reason why we call them digital, because they have trackers. I want to give an example. Recently, I think there was somebody on social media with a minibus claiming the number plates were, yes, but we have investigated this. We found actually that this person had even using the gadgets, that he had one of the registration plates in the vehicle. And this case has been registered with police so that the culprit can be prosecuted. What I'm trying to say, Madam Chair, is that once you lose this registration plate, because once you just try to tamper with it, it will send a signal to the control center. But sometimes, you know, these signals can come as a result of different reasons. So once the owner reports and say, I have lost my registration plate, that particular station police will now relay the information to the command center so that this vehicle using GPS can be traced and also find out where the location of the vehicle could be, to be able to aid the police to investigate and look for the registration plate. So we encourage the public to always report. So, but you see, out of this, Madam Chair, people want to turn to this as a fashion. They will want to create an impression that, you know, these number plates, they are like normal number plates. You can go and remove and run away with them. Number two, you've seen recently, of course, also out of this, people want to do illegal business out of this by charging illegal fees and extort the public. We are trying to use covert means, working with security agencies on how to arrest. So like this case you saw in Nakawa, that individual claimed to be an employee of Ministry of Works and Transport. So we found him actually was charging illegal money from people. So you can compare that one together with these ones who disappear with these registration plates. But I think as a ministry, we are trying to sensitize the public. We have put information out, and we are in the right direction towards this. Of course, like any other project, these challenges will continue coming in, but the public is quickly informed about this to address the problem. I submit, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, quickly, sometime when I come here, MPs complain that the ministry is imbalanced as far as gender is concerned. The situation, I'm happy to report, is improving. And for that matter, let me ask Engineer Benis. Let me ask Engineer Benis to say something about the road reserves and the outdoor advertising.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, through the PS. A question was raised by Honorable Basalirwa about billboards on road reserves. The ministry regulates the use of road reserves and not outdoor advertising. So when you install your billboard, you're charged for the use of the billboard, and they are mandated by the Road Act of 2019. and the regulations which are being amended, but we are still using the ones of UNRA of 2017. We have advised our outdoor advertisers to make sure that when you install a billboard, you put all your details. Because sometimes you find a billboard which is in a very poor condition, it's about to fail and collapse onto the road, and we cannot identify the actual owner. So those are the billboards we keep removing because we cannot identify the owners. But where the owners are available, we inform them to remove them. If you find something is about to collapse, we give them minimum time. And when they fail to do it, we come and remove for safety reasons. Thank you so much.
As we proceed on billboards, you know, this was the expert, one of the experts who would ask this question, but let me start on it, then you will finish it. While in campaigns, we saw people make, how do you call them? They were kind of banners, hatches. Those hatches, but most of them were in yellow. Hatches, it would finish up the whole road. I'm telling and this was on Mbarara Road. Do you know where Chinoni is as you go to Mbarara? There is one that was there even as you enter Masaka. But we also have some billboards that are still around Parliament here protecting the gains. They have, they have been put across that place. But the thing is, we should regulate those, you call them hatches? Those ones. For me, I think it's not for purposes of safety. And erections are done. Some of them are still there. We look ugly, on a main road. But the reason as to why I wanted Honorable Nsamba to ask it in a better way, because it was explained in that. But Mr. PS, is that acceptable within the standards? Whether it is so, who does it, it doesn't matter. But is it acceptable in the line of safety on roads?
Madam, that goes with also the photos. Madam, there is a law which governs the display of those campaign pictures. I think they are given up to 30 days. And already as I talk now, the head of public service has issued instructions to remove those pictures. They are no longer useful. For the one which was stolen from the Honorable Member of Parliament, we cannot say since he did not know who stole it.
Yes, bring the microphone closer.
Then, Madam,
we've not
quickly,
heard.
I would like to...
No, repeat, we have not heard about the one that was stolen.
No, Madam, this thing was stolen almost when he was there, and he didn't know who had stolen it. So it's quite mysterious. Then, Madam, I will quickly ask Engineer wanting to say something about the stored works.
Are we done with the? No, you need to come out clear on the pictures at the posters at the airport. Is it legal? Madam? Posters. We are not talking about a portrait. And what do you speak about this as a piece of works?
Madam,
and in relation to standards of...
Those posters are governed by the local authorities.
By the local authorities?
Yes, Madam.
So for you as the chief advisor, what do you say?
I have no comment.
You have no comment. Honorable colleagues, we want to... I know...
Madam Chair, the width of the roads, the width of the roads being constructed vis-a-vis the law
Honorable Angura, I know what you want to protect, but when it comes to matters that are of public concern, we are concerned as a country about irregular display of posters in areas where they ought not to have been. For me, it doesn't matter who puts it there. The airport looks ugly, please take action. The airport looks ugly, and even all these, the hatches, the so-called hatches on the roads, when it comes to safety on roads, it is unfair to the road users. As simple as that.
Madam, we shall look into the matter.
Please.
We have taken
Chair,
now,
the PS
Madam,
at some point had asked the one in charge of Marine to explain about the possibility of a ship on Lake Albert. I think that's when the Honorable, Mr. Katsave came in.
So, PS, within 5 minutes, conclude and we proceed.
Mr. Mutiaba to say something about this. Access the microphone.
Thank you, Chair, through the PS. Honorable Kawusu, the Honorable from Chamswa talked about a ferry between Bule and Gaba. 2 weeks ago, we received a communication from KCCA asking us to work with them to carry out studies for that ferry crossing, and the PS has assigned a team to work with KCCA to make that assessment. I'm sure will be considered in the future coming budgets. And then for the ships on Lake Albert, currently we have a ferry between Bulisa and Pakwach districts. The ministry will carry out assessment for the traffic between Uganda and Congo and come back in the future. Thank you very much.
Okay, PS, let us conclude.
Let's make a comment on the road works on Usegampiji Expressway, and then Nakauka, Chisubi. That road is about 70 kilometers. It runs up to Nanziga and Maya.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Through the PS, Usegampiji Expressway experienced increase in scope and necessitated finance to look for more money. So these funds have been received. We are now doing internal clearances to sign an addendum. We expect the works to resume maybe by May. And this work is expected to be completed by 2028. So the expressway will be completed by 2028.
Okay.
For Nakauka, we had challenges of land acquisition because of budget suppression, like the PS said, but Minister of Finance availed us resources like PS said, so we have now compensated and works have started. So going forward, I think the contractor now is going to increase on the performance and the project is going to be on course.
Thank you.
Madam, finally, on Uganda Airlines, we had some challenges with this management. As you may recall, the first team, the management and the board, were removed in 2020, and they put a new team. This new team also had a few challenges, and the chief executive of the country had to come in. So the changes which are taking place there are for the good of the airline. I submit.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, impassable roads in Ibanda.
Impassable roads in Ibanda, he has taken note.
Contracts which expired.
Yeah. The contracts which expired, Madam, it is a question of budget. We thought we would have money. We processed those contracts. We signed them. Then this money was cut. So what happened is that we started to serve those contracts. The works which were started, if we get money, we shall resume them. And we have been promised money for Duka.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. As we proceed, you will give us an impression on what would be the most appropriate budget for the Ministry of Works as of now. For if one gave you an opportunity, a blank check, what figure would you put there?
I would put there 50 trillion.
Madam Chair, a quick one. As the issue of disaster, it's a road I am using at home. I don't go on.
Which road?
Guinea one knows it. The bridge.
Which bridge is that?
The bridge is along a road that goes up into the mountains. We are aware of
Engineer, please speak to the microphone.
I'm aware of that road and the specific bridge from Buyaga to Buluganya. And we were actually constrained because of the budget cuts. But once we get some resources, we will do so. Madam Chair, if we were to ask and give us an open check, I would ask that you really give us sufficient money to complete the projects which have started, like Nakauka, Kiraka Sangati, and the Najanankubi Busabala, including maintenance of the existing road network. There was a question asked about potholes.
No, I gave the PS a blank check, but the way he responded, it looked as if he didn't want
to
it.
give you a figure for national roads.
Because you can't get 50 trillion.
The blank check, we welcome it. But of course, we have priorities. We have a problem now of PAPs, project affected persons. Somebody's land was acquired compulsorily, but is not being paid. Some of them fall sick, they come, please, want to be paid money. So those are some of the areas where we need a blanket.
So we have PAPs, we have roadworks that have stalled, you started and they're incomplete.
Yes.
We have contracts that have been awarded.
And we cannot implement.
You cannot implement.
Yes.
The reason that's why I asked that is because we are undergoing a budgeting process. We are yet to interface with the PSST. It is unfair to the country to begin on some works and you don't complete them.
Yes, madam.
Contractors have invested their money. Some of them are not paid. People borrow money. You know the cost of capital in this country. So there is no you can be that uncoordinated. Yes. Remember, these were part of the NDP3 plan. You are starting on implementing the NDP4, yet you are not, completing the activities that, we started on. So PS would like you to give us, you'll give us a simple report as we interface with the Ministry of Finance to have these matters discussed. Colleagues, as to why we speak to this is accountability is not a fashion. We don't come here for leisure. We cite out these areas where problems can be solved. We can solve this. It's not a matter of appear before the accountability committee and go. We must provide solutions. So we must have appropriate budgets. We know a budget is an estimate, but it must be realistic and speak to the needs of the country. We don't budget for the sake. So kindly, as you will interface with your sectoral committee, for the sake of PAC, and these, you will see these are the queries that appear here. Incomplete works, delays in works, those are the same things. We end up paying interest. So please, you will submit the details of those so-called, at least, priorities that we cannot forego. Yes, okay. As we conclude.
Okay, madam.
So, honorable colleagues, query 1.1.
I didn't hear the comment on the Kumingora Road.
Kumingora Road?
Yes, Kumingora Serere.
Kumingora.
Okay, speak to his road, please.
Kumingora, I did indicate that we are now concluding the procurement process and we expect a contractor on site before June. By June, we will have a contractor on site.
Madam, procuring these roads which are supported by funders sometimes has challenges. Like now we have Katine Ochero. We had reached almost a conclusion, then they tell you no, come back and get an objection. Then later on they say no, there was some problem with the procurement, cancel and start anew. So the procurement becomes a bit lengthy.
Chair, a quick one.
Please.
Thanks, just a small one.
No, honorable colleagues. Okay,
so
within a minute, please.
May I first of all thank the Minister of Works for what they are doing. It's for sure that the roads are too many, but I'm asking, we have done such a good job. What mechanism have you put back in place for maintenance?
Good.
Because the question is that some of our roads are made left to west. Last time, you remember, you said it at your MIOB. We sent us somewhere for study, and we looked at the research of making low-cost roads, drainage, offshoots, and allowing the people to own the roads to maintain themselves. What I'm saying is, on Palisa Road, you see a small pothole that could have been fixed to save the whole road. You see it extending, growing, and yet if it was fixed, you would have saved the road. Our problem is, you've done a lot, but the maintenance question remains a huge challenge. And at the same time, making partnership with the local government. Colleagues, some of us who worked at the time of the functioning of decentralization, we really saw that that partnership helped a lot. But now here you make a very good road, a beautiful road. The research of maintaining is left at large. And even then, when you see the drainage, it's very appalling. You see water running, stormwater running in the middle of the road, day in and day out. My question is, what strategies do you have in place for maintaining these fantastic roads that you are putting in place?
Thank you, Honorable. Yes, we observe there are some human errors on our part, but we also note the insufficient budget under maintenance. But that doesn't put away the fact that there is some negligence on the way we maintain roads. We don't have, yes, we can partner with the local governments, but it is a must Yeah, we have road gangs. We have all those. You know, we can see a better way of managing ourselves. So as we do proceed on query 1.1, you should take note, when I asked about the engineering brigade, take note that you have LCs, the letters of credit, close to 651 billion under the engineering brigade. 651 billion letters of credit. So to you, that is a sign that they are not doing well. Letters of credit worth 651 billion, it's a lot of money. So take note that there is inadequate and delay in execution of works by the engineering brigade. 1.1 is mainstreaming of the Uganda National Roads Authority. The URF for this one was answered. I doubt whether we can get back to this. Speak to the long outstanding payables. You disclosed that you had UGX 649.165 billion, and you have payables that have been outstanding as old as 10 years. So speak to why don't you pay contractors in time, why don't you schedule payment of your payables, and why do you accumulate arrears when you don't have money?
That's why we welcome your blank check.
So that's why you welcome to the blank check. So we take note of the domestic arrears, but accounting officer, we need to take stock. Yes, Honorable Taiwa.
Chair, I have a comment. Chair, I think the concern of the auditors, and actually my concern, is that the accounting officer and his team know whatever they are doing is guided by the law. And Section 23 of the Public Finance Management Act is very clear that you are not authorized to commit any public money without authorization of Parliament. And we see a lot of commitments have been made, resulting in two liabilities crossing over years. And I'm not very sure or whether this has been authorized by Parliament, because Parliament appropriates your budget, and whatever money you are given to pay off domestic areas, you exhaust it, or sometimes you don't budget it, and yet you go ahead to commit. And Madam Chair, I also don't know whether the accounting officer even knows that there are sanctions that when you see Section 78 of the Public Finance Management Act and Section 79, you are required to abide by the requirements of the Act, work within the Act. And failure to do that, actually, let me read for you Section 79, which is very clear. Section 79, subsection M. Any officer who incurs unauthorized expenditures and makes unauthorized commitment is an offense. So when you go ahead and commit all these billions of monies without authorization of Parliament, then you are contradicting and contravening the law. But we always come here and take it right. Okay, in the new act, the revised act is actually Section 77, but the same things. So I don't know, Madam Chair, why we normally take it right and you just pass it. You committed the government of Uganda, you are not authorized by Parliament, and that's the law, and we just want to leave it like that.
Madam Chair, besides the law is quoting, we also have a commitment control system, which you are not supposed to violate. But, Madam, we have talked about separation of budgets. Secondly, there are unexpected eventualities, which would be like disasters. We don't have a budget for disasters. If Katonga is cut off, we shall not just sit back. We have to commit a contractor to do this work, and we overshoot the budget. Thirdly, Madam, even these members of Parliament before you, they are part of this.
What do they do?
Then for that,
Honorable Taiwa, kindly please let him submit.
They come to us. My road is like this.
The microphone is not, you put it close as you tell. What do they do?
They come and ask for support.
For support.
Yes.
No, honorable colleagues, as he was making comment of the member of parliament coming in, definitely they bring concerns of the people. As simple as that. A member of parliament does not come for a road that goes to his home. The whole thing is we should have appropriate funding for roads. Because as a representative of the people, when I come to you for Chaba Kuzamatete, I mean it's a road for the people, and that's the reason as to why you are there. So the members of parliament, just thank them for doing your work. And because it would have been you to put surveillance means for people to report to you.
Madam, we should work within the budget.
And do you know what should happen? Yeah,
Madam Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
Madam Chair, I think that's a very big statement the PS is making. Because we are wondering why is budgeting poorly, and is giving one of the excuses that members of parliament come to his office asking for support for roads he never budgeted. Is that what you mean, PS?
Not exactly. What I mean...
Because our problem, the query is on poor budgeting.
That leads to arrears.
That leads you poor budgeting, working outside the setup controls, because there is a deliberate effort to deal with domestic areas. But when you give an excuse that members of parliament came and asked you things outside the budget, because the one for breakdowns and disasters, that's understandable. But members of parliament coming to you to ask you for support for roads you never budgeted for, Mr. PS, kindly throw more light on how that one happens.
Okay, Madam, I can...
No, let's proceed. You don't have to...
Give me an opportunity, because we are neighbors. That will be segregation. Madam Chair, we all know that climate change is a reality. And given the response that he has given to us, for me the main thing is do we budget for disaster. So the year which is coming, 2026, 2027, away from the accountability, what plan do you have so that as parliament we work together to enhance that budget for disaster response?
So PS, as we do proceed, this is a very simple matter. We also take notes of the insufficient funding, and these budget cuts, we are aware of them. You are given a warranty, releases are short the warranty. That is acceptable. Yeah, and I wanted to give clarity to this issue of members of parliament coming to you. They are doing the right thing. When they come to you, provide within the law. And if it is an emergency, please work and see how best you serve an emergency, but within the law, because there is a provision for handling emergencies.
And Madam Chair, our role as oversight, we just come to tell you that to go and fix this problem, because you are not everywhere. Just go there and fix. So we'll simplify your work.
But when we tell you that it's not in our work plan, please accept it.
Yeah, we shall always accept. But at times when it's an emergency, also accept. When it is an emergency, see how to handle. Because an emergency is an emergency. Yeah. Because if it was that whatever we asked for we are given, now you construct Chaba Kuzamatete Road. Yeah, because I've asked. So we agree, we are operating a constrained budget, but let's serve the country.
Ma'am.
Honorable colleagues, let's proceed.
Ma'am, let me just report now. Mr. Accounting Officer, I want to report to you that for the last 5 days, we have had unprecedented rains that have gone with all the bridges in my constituency. I have reported. The rest is for you to see.
Report is received. So this, yes.
Madam Chairperson, you'll be interested to know, Madam Chairperson, which region, who are those members of parliament, from which region? Buttress the PS.
No, Honorable.
You will find out it's from Sembabule.
Oh, Honorable, it is all the members of parliament because they are representative of the people. Yes, Honorable.
You are very right, Honorable Chair. If you can't go to the PS for your road, where else do you go? Only that he's saying the funds are not enough, which calls for an upward in the budgeting. Honorable Chair, I just wanted to be guided, because when you look at the author's observation, on under 1.2, long outstanding payables, page 2. Just under, rather in the second paragraph, an aging of the disclosed payables revealed that some payables have been outstanding for periods of more than 1 year, with payables of 24.15 billion outstanding for more than 3 years, as summarized. Okay. I have looked at the statement of financial position. When you look at it, it is on page 19 of the financials. What is indicated as payables can easily be simplified as the payables for that year because they are under current liabilities. Yet, even when they paid the outstanding payables, some remained. I will beg to take you to page 54. Page 54 is a statement of outstanding commitments. Okay. Then we have outstanding commitments at the beginning of the year. We have adjustments to that. Then we have what was paid during that year. So, Chair, when you compare the payables at the beginning of the year and what was added as adjustments, I believe this could be because of UNRA and URF. I was about to ask, but because of that one, then I interpreted it. That is because of UNRA and URF. Then the total will be 851.9 billion. And what was paid is 793 billion, leaving 57.9 billion as payables coming from the previous periods. Okay? Then you look at 591 as the payables for the year in question. Now, by categorization, the balance of 57.99 would be under non-current liabilities. And then the ones of 591 which fell due during the year would be under current liabilities. But when I have gone to your statement of financial position, all of them are ramped up together at 649, and for any one reader, this would be to the good of the PS. We would think actually you don't have any payables that have come from previous periods. I need a clarification. Why did you have to ramp them together? Why didn't you separate them so that anyone will know? Yes, those who were not paid in those previous periods, the amount is this. And those ones who have not been paid during the year in question, the amount is this under current liability.
Yes.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, let me request my head of accounts to clarify.
Thank you, Madam Chair, through the Permanent Secretary. The reporting the payables under page 19 of the financial statements, they are all lumped up together. It is in respect to the reporting template. And when you see under this statement, the only provision we have for payables is under note 28, which is a cumulative figure. So there is no provision for the aging of the payables under this template.
Maybe that template you are referring to on note 28. You see there is note 28, then B. The one below, it is actually providing for the non-current. And under that, the last table on page 40, this is where we would be finding those other payables that have resulted from previous financial year. The template is actually there, but there is 0,000,000.
Chair and honorable members, most of these areas that we are reporting in 2024-25 were as a result of the merger, and we actually acquired them in the financial year 2024-25 from former UNRA and URF. So they are payables.
But we acquired them as having been outstanding over a number of years. And because of that, they were added together. Those are the ones in your adjustments. They were added together with what you had. Okay? Having paid off some, the outstanding would be recognized as non-current liability. This is not. This is just to help you actually.
Actually, Chair,
to push your point when you are budgeting. That you see, we even have those people who supplied, who have been demanding over years. But if you portray them as actually the people you have paid to pay only in 1 year, finance will say, okay, let us just give you this. But if you have suppliers who have been there over 3 years, it makes you a point when you are really budgeting for the clearance of the domestic areas. I don't know whether you are getting my point.
Thank you, Chair. I take note. Going forward, we are going to make the detailed analysis, but what we intended here is that for us, we looked at the year when actually these areas were transferred to Ministry of Works, which was last financial. But we are going to analyze. We are going to analyze further.
Only that you acquired them when they were already outstanding. That is the principle.
I agree with you, Honorable Member. Thank you.
Robert Choma, you know, because now when you inherit, you with. So for us, it's just for the good.
Chair, we proceed.
But just that.
Honorable colleagues, we take note of this. However, I've requested the auditor to give us the details of these areas, because for those that have as old as more than 3 years, we need to find out if there are contracts, which are these details. We need to have these people paid. So the auditor.
Chair, before you leave that, from the accounts, it is indicated that those areas that were outstanding for 3 years and above have been paid. Because what is indicated, and what my colleague was trying to bring out, is that what is outstanding in the previous years, not the last year, is only 57 billion. Now the rest of 590 something was incurred in the last, that's why they call it current liabilities, or in the last year, which adds together to get 649.
Okay, Honorable, that is noted. Let's get the detail. Our interest is to have these people paid. For borrowed their money, we are suffocating the private sector. So we need to have this paid. We are going to have the details from the auditor, and we see how best we can liaise with finance to have these ones cleared. 2.3 is inadequate budget for provision of arrears for the PAPs. The areas comprised of UGX 600 billion transferred from the former UNRA. Whether transferred from UNRA or where, this is a requirement. This is money, taxpayers' money. So we need to see PS. It is 1.3, sorry, not 2.3, 1.3 on areas still. So please take note as we yes, Honorable, somebody had something to say?
Chair. Was SGR under UNRA?
Not so.
The
SGR is a project.
SGR is a project, but when you You see what is reported here about because the query is inadequate provision for settlement of areas, domestic areas, Madam Chair. And one of the reasons they say it is most of the areas reported were in respect to PAP's compensation. I wanted to ask the PS whether the PAP's compensation have been audited before as a specific audit, because I have been here since 2016 and it was a very big song in 2018, 17, 18, 19, SGR PAP's compensation, and now it has resurrected. It died somewhere because of COVID, now it has resurrected. Has there been any audit on who was compensated, who has not been compensated? And can we share that information? Can you share that information?
Chair, these areas are audited by the Auditor General for them to be called domestic areas. Recently, we had the KPMG to undertake this audit.
We shall just get a list of those PAPs, because you also mentioned that this one affects the rate of implementation of the roadworks. It is in everyone's interest to ensure that the PAPs are paid.
Yes, Madam.
Speak to this matter of... yes, Honorable.
This is where I get confused, and that's part of the reason why I was asking. You hear this statement. The areas comprised of the 600 billion transferred from UNRWA and 236 from Road Fund and 193 relating to obligations under the ministry. Now, when you hear all that money, 600, 236, 193, and when you come here on payables, am I confusing it? I'm seeing the money 3 years and above is way little compared to this. Honorable Chom.
Yes, Honorable Nsamba. The fact is, despite all those monies from UNRWA, URF, and what had been given to the ministry, okay, despite all those monies, still the payables, the domestic areas were much, much higher than the available funds. And actually, when the UNRWA came, although it came with those monies, it also came with areas, domestic areas. And my friend, the doctor engineer, when he came, he brought both funds, but also areas. So still 57 billion remained outstanding despite paying all those. But we appreciate at least there was that reduction, although those people 57, their properties are being sold to pay the loans. That is our concern. Yes.
Chair, I wanted to get a clarity from the accountant, Emily. If when you rationalized UNRWA and Uganda Road Fund, did you amalgamate their budgets together with the Ministry of Works? Such that when we look at the money budgeted or appropriated for domestic areas of 10 billion, did it include what area UNRWA had budgeted and what the Uganda Road Fund had budgeted?
That's where the confusion comes from.
So that we understand that together, you as Works, UNRWA and Uganda Road Fund, this is what they had budgeted, that they came with.
The entire budget for
and then we also took an amalgamation of the domestic areas that were incurred by UNRWA or Uganda Road Fund. We need that clarity, because that one would help us know that the accounts are added together, and therefore the obligation, including what has been appropriated, is for the same purpose.
Okay.
As she responds, Madam Chair, you must not forget about the debtors. Because yes, they brought you a burden of payables, but they also those maybe they were demanding. So those assets, whatever that you needed to receive, maybe there's even an account that they gave you, a transfer, a fat figure from UNRWA to the ministry. Talk about it so that we balance.
Thank you, Chair. Through the PS, yes, after the merger of former UNRWA and the Uganda Road Fund, we received a supplementary budget in respect to the unspent and the unreleased balance under the 2 votes to a tune of 1.679 trillion. And part of this money is what we use to pay the areas that we are transferred to Ministry of Works. That is where we paid 600.6 billion, and we paid off 239 million under road fund.
Then the 242, because there's a concern, 242 for PACs.
The 242 billion is in respect to the payables, the areas that were outstanding under Ministry of Works and Transport as at end of June 2024. And out of which we paid off some PAPs under standard gauge railway, and the figure reduced.
So what is our plan for the balance? Because we want to see the standard gauge railway on road, by the way.
Honorable colleagues, let's proceed. Hope we're going to have the details of these, the details of the list of the beneficiaries from these areas, so that we can see how to help each other. The beauty with this is the PSST made a commitment that they are going to make a commitment for a reasonable figure to be allocated on domestic areas, because these cuts are cross-board. Honorable colleagues, we are going to go to 1.4 about the SGS. The ministry took over this responsibility of managing most of these assets that were under SGS, but the auditor noted that in November 2025, the ministry had not completed registration of the assets acquired, and except for motor vehicles whose ownership had been transferred. So upon taking responsibility of the SSG, why didn't you transfer, SGS, why didn't you transfer these assets? And the sites include Namanve, Nabingo, Namulanda, Kawanda, Mbale, Gulu, and Mbara. These were handed over, but most of the properties were not transferred. And when do you intend to take possession? Because, for example, some of these buildings have been there for quite some time.
Chair, we have taken over the assets and equipment. We have managed to change the vehicles and others, but what is outstanding is the titling, the change of the titles. There is a financial implication for this, and we are going to budget for that money.
Madam Chair, I wanted to find out the issue of the use of the assets that you are taking over. What are we doing with them now?
Mr. Katishabe, can you tell him what we are doing?
Thank you, Chair. Through the PS, the use, as we said, when we took over, you know, these assets spent like almost across to 7 years. So we've repaired, we are upgrading the system, and also coming up with a new software, because the software which SGS was using was a global one that we cannot control, and which again would be very expensive to continue paying for it. So we got a local person who is trying now to come up with a software that will make the entire system, both from Namanve and all other branches or inspection stations, to read the same results. That's what we are doing. We are recruiting the staff. Some of the staff are already there training, But also, as I said, vehicles can still also now go and be inspected, but we are doing it in a phased manner. Thank you. Now, for the land, like the PS said, the process is on, and the requests were made to Uganda Land Commission so that we can have this concluded. The rest of the equipment are already in possession of Ministry of Works and Transport.
Yes, Honorable
Yes,
Sanda.
some clarification. Small clarification. You have suggested that there is a new person you've contracted to provide that service?
The government is in charge. The people who are working or taking now or giving a service are Ugandans, giving from Ministry of Works, and of course some for contract staff. The person who is just working, it is just a software, yeah, to read the document.
Because there was a reason why that it was only body contract that you had given to SGS.
Yes.
But by the time you took on that contract, the service was required by the people of Uganda.
Yes.
For reasons that you know best.
I don't know.
You didn't know?
You are saying you know best, but the reasons, which reasons?
You're our representative, sir, in knowing what we require in that sector.
Yes.
So I know you know why we needed that inspection service.
Yes.
So that's why I'm saying you're best in you're more knowledgeable in why we needed that service. So having terminated the other contract, did the ministry save the service? Are we getting the service?
But Madam Chair, through the PS, I've explained this. First of all, the service is available. Number two, one of the reasons why Parliament actually came in was the prohibitive fees, which we reduced almost by, yes. For example, borders now inspection is about 5,500. So because government took over, the issue was not only looking at the fees, much as that could be non-tax revenue. The issue was safety of vehicles, because if you look at how much Uganda is losing annually, is close to the amount of money that is allocated to this sector, close to 3 to 4 trillion, which is equivalent to about 3 to 4% of our national GDP. So, yes, the service is there, and I think the benefit will be more, because now Ugandans can easily go to this inspection center and take your vehicle and get inspected at an affordable rate, but also get value for money, because if this vehicle is inspected and repaired, maybe you are prescribed what is wrong, and you take the vehicle and it's repaired, then the vehicle lives longer.
Thank you. Let's proceed. Honorable colleagues, we take note of your contribution to the parish development model. But you can brief us, what do you do in the parish development model? And score yourself.
Parish development model, we are in charge of Pillar 2. That is infrastructure, the ICT, and others. So we have come up with a manual for implementing it. We have put a committee which is overseeing its activities. And if we are to score ourselves, our performance is 90% plus.
Then you don't need the blank check. Because if you are doing very well, 99%, I mean, you should be realistic, PS. So we take note of your participation in the parish development model, though we want to bring to your attention that you are doing badly in line of infrastructure. Roads are still bad. They can't facilitate free movement of goods and services, as simple as that. So, honorable colleagues, we note the delays in procurement. However, I request that we go direct to the utilization of GOU warrants. That is page 21 of the Auditor General's report, but that is item 3.3. Item 3.3. Utilization of warrants. Out of the warrants of 4 trillion received during the financial year, you were able to spend 2, and the performance was at 56%. PS, you have been complaining about inadequate funding, but here you are. You can't even utilize the budget that you are given. That is 3.3, utilization of warrants. We need to know what hindered you, give the reasons as to why you could not consume the 2.385 trillion of your budget.
Madam, let me ask Head of Accounts to take us through our response.
Thank you.
Hello, let's proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Through the Permanent Secretary, the unspent funds were in respect to the donor-funded components, where we have the GOU, Government of Uganda, co-funding with the donors, but because the GOU component, budget component was suppressed, for example, the GOU component mainly is under PAP's compensation, but the funding was inadequate, so it also led to non-performance under the donor funding component. That is the biggest percentage of the unspent balances.
So you want to mean that the whole 2.385 was donor funding? We're going to have the details of the activities here. PS, when you go under, the auditor continues to indicate, we want to thank you for the 3 outputs worth 16 billion that was implemented fully, but to also express our dissatisfaction for the 25 outputs worth the 2.104 trillion partially implemented items. Then you have 2 outputs that were not implemented. Then you have 7 outputs that were not assessed due to lack of performance targets. When you look at this, this is the gist of the audit. PS, you cannot absorb your money. Most of your activities follow under partial implementation. And this has a serious implication on service delivery and in execution of your mandate as a Ministry of Works. Honorable members, we unfortunately, go to appendix. This is appendix 9. Appendix 9 shows the details. It's a summary of those activities, details of those activities that delayed, those that were fully implemented, and those that were not implemented. Auditor, did we attach Annex 9?
These are the reports, not
as we look for that, Auditor, please look for it. You know, PS, this is the gist of the audit. This is the real expenditure. We need to know which activities were not implemented and why. So we are going to skip this till when the auditors give us details of these items. PS, I want to update you that according to the report on the consolidated financial statements for the year under review, most of the activities, 80%, are under partial implementation, meaning there is a low utilization capacity when it comes to all government agencies across board. And this is a disservice to our people. We receive the money, interest is paid, but we cannot what? We cannot execute or implement fully these activities. Honorable colleagues, let's wait for the details from the auditors. 3.34, environment stroke reallocation of funds. They sought for permission for the environment, and we can't do much on that. Then, yes, Honorable Samba.
Chair, we are leaving the gist of the audit.
No, they are looking for the details. We don't, the appendix is not attached.
PS could be saying something as they look for those details, Madam Chair.
He has told you most of these funds were under donor. So the only thing we can do to convince ourselves is to have the details of these projects. So auditor, link up with our secretariat to provide the details of the list of these projects. Otherwise, we cannot proceed without this. Hope we are moving together. Monitoring and evaluation. Honorable colleagues, we have noted that across all ministries, departments, and agencies, there is a challenge of monitoring and evaluation, but PS, you can speak for your ministry.
Madam, we are doing fairly well, although we have challenges. We have strengthened the monitoring and evaluation function. We now upgraded it from a division to a department, headed by a commissioner, and the staffing levels have also improved.
But the auditor notes that you did not have an annual ME framework. Hope now we have one. What steps have you taken? Do we have a framework?
We do.
You do?
Yeah.
Please give us evidence of the framework that you do have.
Prepared.
There are no M&E reports prepared. There is no framework.
Everything was lacking.
Let me ask my commissioner monitoring and evaluation.
Commissioner monitoring and evaluation, please.
Thank you, Chair. Through my permanent secretary, my name once again is Nikudiayo Richard, Commissioner, Statistics, Monitoring and Evaluation. Like my permanent secretary has already alluded, we upgraded our division to a department of statistics, monitoring and evaluation. And we appreciate the concerns of the Auditor General, and after getting them...
Sir, as you appreciate, speak straight to the issues. Number one, why don't you have a plan? Why don't you have reports? As simple as that.
Honorable Chair, we have the plan. I have a copy. We shall submit it to...
How come the auditor did not see that?
We have the plan. The monitoring and evaluation plan is here with
the question is, why didn't the auditor see that plan the time he came to the entity?
I don't know. It was an oversight. We shall give it to.
Mr. P.S., these are small issues we should avoid, because M&E for the Ministry of Works has a big implication. These are small things, because you want also to bring the ME report to Parliament. Then if you cannot produce an ME report, how can you do bills of quantities?
Small thing.
This is no, it is small, but it has an impact.
Yes. Actually, the whole operations.
The operations of yes to move around this.
It is ME that is there to answer to the challenges of project appraisals and so on that we are facing now. Because from initiation of every project, M&E sets its what? Sets its concerns. So in fact, it is M&E that is the young child now that is going to support us, see how projects are running from inception up to conclusion. We have every box to tick. So
PS, take
it is unfortunate you didn't submit.
Take notes.
Maybe you can submit a copy.
It's unfortunate that you have a commissioner who cannot do the basics. I'm telling you, it's unfortunate, because an ME plan for the whole Ministry of Works, without a plan, a ME, How many staff do we have under your unit or department, whichever you call it?
We have 5. We have 5 staff.
So what have you been doing for the rest of the years you've been there?
Madam Chair, we have actually been producing the MRD reports, only that they were not exactly in the format that the Auditor General required.
No, PS, no, let's not waste a lot of time. This is very simple. Before we leave this place, bring your reports, bring your plan, so that we can verify them. Okay. Because, I mean, fully fledged, 5 people cannot produce a report. What are they there for? So before we leave this place, sir, please submit those.
Okay.
Let us proceed, honorable colleagues, to delay in implementation of activities, PS. This is 3.5. Delay in implementation of activities. Out of the sampled projects, 9 projects worth 139 billion and euro 347. These had delays averaging from 1 year from the expected completion time. PS, we are going to look through a few of these projects. For example, design and build. This is Kayunga. This is what? Nabuganyi Road. This is 20.2 kilometers. And Nansana, Kirekabira, 4.8 roads in Kayunga and Wachiso district. The project was expected to be completed on 1st March 2020. However, the project has delayed by 5 years. At the time of inspection in November 2025, the project had been substantially completed. What was the cause of the delay? 5-year delay of the project. And what are the consequences for if projects delay?
These 2 roads are being done using a new technology, which is like a low-cost sealing. The technology is from Malaysia, known as ProBase. Initially, the supply of the items was not familiar with our environment, so we had to get a local contractor to work with him. But that Kayunga Nabugai Road, literally they know that much of it was a swamp, so they had to do a lot of backfilling. And then, of course, there was also a problem of flow of funds. We are not paying them on time, so their cash flows was affected. But fortunately, we eventually managed to finish this road, and it is complete.
Honorable colleagues, PS, what are the consequences of having such delays?
Of course, such delays can lead to cost overruns. Sometimes some contractors can charge money for idle equipment. The consequences are not good, but it was inevitable, mainly because of the terrain and then the poor cash flow to the contractor.
Then upgrading of Kafunda Buampa Road, linking industrial park from gravel to bitumen materials to bitumen standard. This is Buyukwe. Is this now complete, 29 billion?
It is substantially completed.
So, honorable colleagues, we take note. Yes?
Specifically, I would like the PS to comment about the airport, the Kabale International Airport in Hoima.
Item 6.
Specifically, and the current status.
But also suffered some delays because of funding availability, but we have substantially done the work. The total percentage of work is at 97%. They are now doing the last touches of fittings, electricals, also to put the tower. So by April, this airport will be ready.
Madam Chair, the commitment was this month.
Yeah, but what is remaining is really a few fittings and then testing what they have fitted. You know, what to do with aviation, everything must be done with maximum care.
Then what of this Maya, the item 3, civil works for the upgrading of 3.41 kilometers leading from to Maya, Natural Resort, to where? To Chengera Town Council. Is it complete now?
It is done, Madam.
It is done.
Yeah.
So, honorable
Chair.
colleagues, yes, Honorable Taiwa.
Chair, maybe as we take note, I think the accounting officer should also take note that when we look at the statement of appropriation and the statement of the cash flows, monies were received and spent, but works were not complete. So what happened to the monies that were meant to complete these partially implemented activities?
Madam, like I said, when there is a delay, there tends to be cost overruns. That could be the main reason.
PS, we proceed to 3.5 to unsatisfactory quality of works. This is for low cost sealing of, what is this road? Kathy what? Kayanzi Road. This is in Kasese. The physical progress was at 63 against a time progress of 88, and the author noted that the quality noted some quality deficiencies as shown in these pictures. Can you give us details about this road in Kasese, where the auditor queries about the quality of the works?
Our explanation is that the project commenced on 21st February with the initial completion date of 3rd March 2024. The project duration was extended up to 30th, 2025. The partially constructed drainage system and the installed culverts without head wall finishes together with open and
PS, that
road.
microphone, you are not audible enough.
Shaped road with overgrown vegetation were attributed to a temporary stoppage of works due to delays in payment that affected the contractor's cash flow.
So the reason for the delay was payment?
Yeah, payment.
But when you look at the advice of the auditor to you is to strengthen bidder evaluation to ensure that you get more competent contractors, is to strengthen contract management by appointing contract managers. So this means this was somehow beyond the issue of funds. So let's not respond for the sake of, as if we are in defensive. Let's not be defensive, let's face the reality. Because these delays are a cost either way.
Madam, we have taken note of these recommendations. For example, we have really strengthened the supervisory role of our engineers on these projects, and it has improved performance.
Honorable colleagues, anything on that?
What exactly have you done? Because you say you have strengthened, that's a statement. Is it, have you developed some manual for guidance on implementation? Or the capacity building?
Chair, when we award a contract, we immediately appoint a contract management team. And that is the team which will oversee the work. Then, of course, the management team is also supervised by a principal officer, whom they report to, and then the head of department. And we have even political leadership. They also inspect the projects.
PS, we take note of your responses, but just also convince yourself that there is a lot of homework. It's a matter of continuous improvement. Let's look at some of these challenges and we see how we can do better.
Madam, we are on that path of
a ministry that has commissioners should not perform like the local governments that just have principles.
Madam, you can see them.
Yeah. And the fact that you have been beefed with UNRA, URF, we hope to work better. When it comes to 3.5 to functionality of the facilities, Table 16, functionality of the inspected works. This road, the one that you have rehabilitation of Gavu, Kasawo, Kasiso Road, this is in Mkono district. The auditor says the road works were completed in November 2024. However, inspections done in 2025 indicate severe silting of the drainages and culverts and several potholes in various parts of the road. You complete a road in 2024, 2025, the road has potholes. 1 year.
The problems when we hand over these roads, this is a district road. You hand it over to a district who cannot sustain the maintenance. Like desilting. Desilting is mainly because of inclement weather. We are getting excessive rains. Somebody should be able, after rain, to go and desilt the road so that the drainages are running. So that was a problem mainly attributed to the ones we handed over this road to.
But, Madam Chair, there are potholes on the same road. So that means, PS, that road was for a period, lifespan of 1 year.
So you want to mean that local governments have no capacity to maintain these roads? But even if it was maintenance, 1 year the road has potholes?
I was asking, such a road is given, there's what you call default period, am I right?
The defects liability period?
The period, given that time.
The defects of 6 months?
6 months, so short, I think.
No, but even if it was a defect of 6 months, a pothole in a road that is less than 1 year, that speaks to the quality.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that there's always a period given.
Madam, this is a gravel road, and this is why we want to run away from graveling. When you do that road, you compact it very well. When it is dry, the wind blows it. When there is rain, it is damaged. And we are getting a problem because even where we get this gravel is getting finished. That's why we are looking for money so that we scale up low-cost sales and the tarmacking of the road.
Chair,
Chair, that's why we raise the issue of maintenance.
Madam Chair,
you can make a road, invest a lot of
Chair,
funds.
there is a problem on this side. The border community here is really, we are not following very well because there is a disruption coming from this side.
We allocated those gates the whole parking lot. I don't know why again they have called up to disrupt activities.
Madam Chair, I think you can instruct they close off before we continue. There's a lot of distraction.
What happened to that?
And you know they are women. Eh?
You man. It's Women's Day. Yeah, but it's still the PS, what I was saying, you invest so much in a road. And it is cuts across, not only the road, but even the buildings. So the maintenance is a question that must be looked at critically.
Let's stretch for a few minutes as we handle this issue with our colleagues. Team, we have some tea the other side. We shall also have lunch at Serena, provided you have a budget line for it. Please. So